What is up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. So today, as you can see, I have some dual tone eyes going on today because we are going to be diving into a brand new and limited edition palette that it just came out from Too Faced, and this is the Too Faced Then and Now eyeshadow palette. As you can see, this palette is massive. It is huge, and it's a really glittery, fun, has their old vintage logo on it, and it's gonna open up and you're gonna have 20 shadows in here, most of them being a glitter or a metallic. So just gonna say, disclaimer right now, this is a glitterier metallic palette, so of course you're gonna need some glitter glue for this one. So anyways, if you want to see the tutorial I did on this palette, or both tutorials I did on this palette, and of course what my final thoughts are and some swatches, then you're gonna keep on watching. As you can see, my brows are on and strong, and my eyes are primed and ready to go. I'm breaking out a little bit right here and a few places right over here because of a certain exfoliator that I don't know if it's bringing them out and kind of get rid of them, or if I'm just having an allergic reaction. So I don't really know. But today we're going to go in with an eye tutorial, or actually two separate eye tutorials using the Too Faced Then and Now eyeshadow palette. As you can see, it is glittery, it's gorgeous, it has the original 1998 logo, and you open it right up and you're going to see 20, yes, 20 eyeshadows. So if you actually take a look at all this, it's a huge, massive palette, and you know what? You're going to get 10 originals, the original 10 that started it all when it comes to Too Faced. They are more like the glitterier, metallic-y kind of side, and then you see the originals reinvented. Everything from 2018 right here, and you're going to see 1998 right down here. So pretty much the colors are definitely very similar in tone, but some of them are definitely a little bit different. So, I mean, honestly, they actually look really pretty, but let me show you guys some swatches before we get started with the eye look. So we have Twinkie, Glitter Donut, Pixie Dust, Lost Boys, Dirtbag, NSFW, Rizzo, Gretchen, Zaza, Reality Star, Temper, I Can't Even, Trixie, Gigi, Villain, Shady Bitch, Ice Queen, Chill Out, Ooh and Ah, and Ooh La La. I will say though, I mean, the packaging is really stunning. I do think that they should probably have made it a little bit smaller, but at the same time, it is a collectible item, and this palette is $60. So that's pretty damn high for me, but what can you do? The one thing I will say though is a few of my shades, like right here and like I think Villain as well, you can definitely see that there's like a lot of like the glue is not like wanting to stay in properly, so there's a lot of like little separations here and there, but it's only if you zoom in on it, but whatever. I think I want to do more like a pinky purpley toned eye. So since there's really only 3 matte shades in here, I'm going to go in with the shade Gigi, start with my crease. I'm going to add just a little bit of definition in the crease because this color is actually really pretty, but I want to add a little bit more definition. I'm going to go in with one of the originals, which is Temper right here. Even though it is a metallic shade, I want to see how it will look as, you know, like a crease color.
Oh yeah, everybody now.
I'm taking my fluffy brush again. I'm just going to go back in with Temper and just kind of blend everything together. I went over the shade Gigi with this color, and I really wanted to like pop more. And of course, I want to showcase that it is a like shimmery, like kind of a metallic shade. That's why I'm like trying to pack it on a little bit more, just kind of really emphasize it. So after cleaning up a little bit of some mess, it looks pretty good so far. Like I'm seeing that it's metallic, but it still has such a really pretty like shift to it in the light that I'm like really liking it. I mean, it doesn't look too bad for a crease color. I really want to go something a little bit extreme. I'm going to wet my brush and all that good stuff. I'm going to go in with one of the originals reinvented, which is Reality Star right here, which has a pretty metallic-y, glittery pink. I'm going to add just a little bit of pop on the outer corner. I was going to go in with the shade I Can't Even right here, but I was like, I want to add a little bit more fun to it. So let's go in with the shade Dirtbag.
Stop your feet, I just wanna stop your feet. Everybody now. Stop your feet, I just wanna. Oh yeah.
I will come back to here and here very, very soon, but for brow bone highlight, I'm going to go into the highlight shade right there.
Stop your feet, everybody now. Stop your feet. I just wanna, oh yeah, oh, stop your feet.
Now really quickly we're going to go in with this side, obviously, before I finish off the face, before I finish off this eye and whatever have you. So I'm going to go in with the shade Gretchen right here, just to kind of start with a little bit of a crease action. Add a little bit of detailing again. I'm going to go in with the shade Villain on this side.
Oh yeah, everybody now.
I'm going to take a little bit of my Too Faced concealer and I'm just going to kind of apply a little bit on the lid just so I have a little bit of a stickier base, because I feel like that's what you need for these shadows, because they're just so, like, they're pigmented but they're glittery as well, so you really need some type of base for them. Now that I have a little bit of a base, I'm going to go in with my finger because I feel like that's the best way to apply these shadows. I'm going to go in with the shade Chill Out. Now for this side, I'm going to go in with a little bit of Ooh and Ah right here, but on this side, it's not really supposed to be like a glittery black, but it's kind of like a glittery black. So I'm just going to take a little tiny amount of it. Now for brow bone highlight on this side, I'm going to go in with Pixie Dust. I'm going to do my inner corner highlight and of course my lower lash line in a little bit, but I'm going to go put on the rest of my face, and of course I'll put on some mascara and some lashes, and then I'll be right back. Now that the glow is on, the face is completely finished, and right now I'm just wearing a CC cream, but the CC cream is actually really nice, so I'm going to think about it for a little while and see what I think of it, because it's a skincare brand, so of course I want to try it out before I really buy it. So anyways, we're almost done with the eyes. We have the lashes on and everything like that, so we're going to go in with the lower lash line on this side first before we go in with inner corner highlight. So I'm just trying to think of what colors I want to do for this lower lash line. I'm actually going to go in, I think, with a little bit of Villain and Trixie together. Really quickly, I'm going to go in with a little bit of I Can't Even right here. Just kind of tie everything together. For this inner corner highlight, I'm going to go in with a little bit of Zaza. On this side, I want to go in with a little bit of Lost Boys, but I'm going to have to see how the pigmentation is. I'm going to go in with a little bit of the black in the Ooh La La, just kind of put everything together. For inner corner on this side, I'm going to go in with the shade Ice Queen. Now that the eyes are done, I put on a little bit of mascara on the lower lashes. I'm going to go in with one of the new Melted Matte Metallics from Too Faced. This is the shade Sugar Kisses. There you have it, guys. Here is the final two eyeshadow looks that I did using the new limited edition Too Faced Then and Now eyeshadow palette. So now, other than it being really, really massive, I'll have to say congratulations to Too Faced for reaching 20 years, which is a huge milestone for pretty much any brand ever. I think that if they were to have made it a little bit smaller, that might have been a little bit better. I think the packaging is really outstandingly cute. I think the idea and the concept is amazing because you have 10 original shadows that started the brand and you have 10 reinvented that are like their version of what they would have done with these shadows now. So I mean, honestly, the packaging is really cute. The pigmentation of these shadows are actually pretty good as well. Do I wish there was some more matte shades in here? Absolutely. But I will have to say though, they started their brand with glitter shadows. They were the first glitter shadow. So honestly, they're going back to their roots. The palette is more of like a fun, get you out of your comfort zone kind of palette because they have so many different things to choose from in it and they only have 3 mattes. So what can you do? Some of the shades were not as like glittery. I would have to say I wish that they were a little bit more like a wet metallic. I know that Glitter Donut, Lost Boys, and I think Chill Out are like the glittery metallics while everything else has like a more like chunkier feel to them, but honestly they still went on really pretty and they still went on and had a beautiful pigment to them. A lot of people are definitely giving this palette a very mixed review because of it being like a glittery or palette, and they said that the pigmentation was they said the fallout was real because it is a glitter palette. So I will have to say I went in knowing that this was a glitter palette. I went in knowing that I would need to have a stickier base or like to wet my shadow or to like apply with my finger just so I had a little bit of fallout. I had a little bit of kickback and a little bit of fallout, but I knew that this was going to be a glitter palette, so I kind of embraced it and I was like, here we go again. And it's a limited edition palette, so I mean, it's not going to be something permanent that they're going to have forever. This is just kind of one of those fun, like, you know, kind of just add to your makeup collection kind of palettes. So, I mean, for that reason alone, I think it's worth trying out. I really did not have very many issues with this palette. I mean, like I said, there was a lot of kickback, there was a lot of glitter fallout and all that other stuff, but honestly, they blended beautifully. They still worked for me. And having a like stickier base would definitely be a very, very, very big key. I mean, this palette is $59, so it's really expensive. So I mean, for the price point, I think that you could skip it. But for the collection aspect alone, I would say that's a good value in a way because you're getting 20 shadows in here. So I mean, honestly, as a makeup collector, and I love a lot of makeup brands, as you can tell by behind me, I have a lot of makeup. But as a makeup collector, I do think this is a really cute little stunning package to add to your collection. But as a practicality, I think it's not practical because this is not a palette I would use every day because these shadows are very glittery and the palette is pretty massive and of course it's pretty pricey. So I mean, on that standpoint, it's very 50-50 for me. So if you want practicality, this is a no. If you want collection and you want to have something cute and new from Too Faced, I think it's worth the try. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you thumbs it up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the very near future. Love you. Bye.